I was just getting tired of working in Melbourne, spending 5-6 hours a day driving from job to job, and this was a change. And literally when we pulled up out the front of this place, we just looked at it and just felt like the right place to move to. And then as it turned out, just Tolmie's a really great community, and that was probably the best move we made. I'm John Valsage. We've had this property for 16 years and I've lived here permanently since beginning of 2000.
Wife Margaret Valsage, and I moved up about 6 months after John.
I used to subcontract as an air conditioning tech in Melbourne and just gave that up and moved up here.
I worked as a, pardon the title, Children's Services Resource Development Officer, which of course you would realise means working with children with additional needs, and I just did that part-time for Yarra Ranges Shire, and loved it, but I was ready for a change. We were renting for starters, so we didn't own our own place, and we wanted to buy something for ourselves. My sister's actually got a block over at Boho South near Strathbogie, so that was what brought us in this general area. Then we thought, well, we'll start looking up here, and in fact the day the agent brought us out here was middle of winter, and we just pulled up on the road up the front there, and there's this beautiful little creek down the middle of the block which runs about 6-8 months. It's got little water holes on it. It used to have fish before those dry years and yabbies and things, and it's just delightful. And we just fell in love with it.
I got involved with the CFA because of Ash Wednesday. I originally went out with Emerald Fire Brigade and then followed on and joined Clematis Fire Brigade, which is just out of Emerald. Then I moved over here and I was involved with the fires in 2006-07 here in Tolmie. Into December, around Christmas, everything basically the fires went out because we had rain and then snow Christmas Day. Not here, but up on Bulla, they actually snowed Christmas Day. Then, I think it was around the 12th of January, there was a lightning strike at Tadong, and it's all started up again. So we swung back into action and just managed the fires until they came through here. And also, because I was involved every day in the command post, I was actively doing things all day. I knew what was happening and was probably a little bit more prepared.
But it was just the not knowing and going to work, and you'd be coming back from Mansfield and there'd be the latest cumulus clouds of smoke, and you'd think, shit, is that over our place? No, that's further on, isn't it? Yes, I think so. And it was just that went on for 6 weeks.
Yeah, and as far as the fire, when it came through here, we actually copped the main front as it went over the top of the shed in the house.
And after the fires too, there was lots of practical support that was offered by other people in the community who hadn't been affected, but they'd still spent weeks and weeks not knowing what was going on. Our neighbour and us both in the same situation. After the fires went through, all our fences got burnt. Some of our cattle had got hot feet, so they had to go to market quickly before they ended up being lame. Because our stockyards had been burnt too, and they were sort of still partly there, but not very well. So with the help of quite a number of farm gates, a number of utes, they sort of reformed the stockyard, and then between quite a number of people got our cows and our neighbours' cows into the yards, and then one of the stock and station agents from Mansfield organised no charge. A cattle truck came up and took the cattle to market, which was just such a relief because we simply couldn't keep them.
Oh, look, it was just amazing, people.
It was just wonderful.
Yeah, we got help from a lot of people.
We basically live in our lovely shed that was here when we bought the place and is lined, which makes it quite habitable. Although after the fires we couldn't live in this, we didn't live here for about 3 or 4 months because this wall was damaged, the windows blew in and the whole place was covered in ash. And so we basically lived over in the house, even though it wasn't quite as advanced as it is now, because it was summertime, so it didn't matter too much. And as soon as we got the house to sort of semi-lock-up stage, John put the solar hot water panel on the roof of the house and put the plumbing in.
And the house, we looked around at how we were going to build it, and again, down to cost, the stone was on the block. I did a weekend stoneworking course,
Yeah.
and then so we decided, well, we've got the stone here, we've got the timber for the poles here, then we built a dry stone wall house. The timber inside is bulk bins from Marg's dad's orchard in Emerald, and they were second-hand VW packing cases. Bricks were second-hand bricks. All the windows are all second-hand windows where Marg did most of the stripping, and I just put them up. Look, we don't really have a time frame, but I'm hoping that means we could virtually move in, hopingly, by the end of the year.
Got to be a bit organised when you're only in a shed. And I look forward to unpacking all our boxes, because we've got a lot of... I love reference books. I love books full stop. And I've got boxes, and we've got boxes and boxes over there, more mine than yours, aren't they, John? And I can't get at them, you see. So I do look forward to having an inside toilet again. I cannot tell a lie. Don't mind the outside toilet except when it's raining and cold and miserable, and it's a bit of a distance. Apart from that, everything, we've got everything we need here.
Tolmy and even Mansfield, and I suppose because it's a tourist area, people accept people from outside, but right from the word go, you walked in and you were made welcome. There was none of this, old families versus new people moving in. And even now, there's people, because Tolmy's growing at a great rate, and people just move in and they're just made welcome. It's just a really nice community.
I just love it, and just driving back up the hill from Mansfield, and you just think we live here, and especially with some of the terrible things going on in the world, and you think, I can't believe we can live in such a tranquil, beautiful place, because it is.